Most people read ancient apocalyptic texts as mystical poetry. They see swirling, chaotic metaphors about the end of the world. But the original scribes were actually leaving behind rigid, geometric instructions. Today, we look at the Gregorian calendar hanging on our wall and accept it as the absolute, objective measure of time. We structure our entire civilization around it without a second thought. But the authors of these ancient manuscripts warned against doing exactly that. They explicitly stated they were writing a technical manual, and they demanded their readers track time differently. This side-by-side comparison illustrates the problem. On the left is the Gregorian calendar, what the texts consider a dead Roman grid. It operates entirely out of sync with the right side, the continuously rotating, astronomically driven creation clock. Those ancient texts contain a mathematical blueprint. By tracking specific solar and lunar coordinates, they point to an exact date in our near future, where the modern calendar mathematically collapses into an illusion. If this blueprint is literal, the universe is operating on a hidden, ticking countdown, and humanity has been blind to it for over 2,000 years. To investigate this, we look directly at the physical evidence preserved among the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Ethiopian canon. The most famous apocalyptic passage is Revelation 12, describing a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet. While often read as an allegory, the text relies on explicit cosmic markers to define a massive physical alignment. In the original Greek, the word semeion translates literally to a signal, a mark, or a beacon set in the sky to track an event. We see the same standard in the Book of Enoch. Section 80 is titled The Book of the Heavenly Luminaries. Enoch issues a direct warning. In the final days, the major planets, the chiefs of the stars, and the moon will alter their standard orbits to match an older, hidden blueprint. The Gospel of Luke records the Olivet Discourse, delivering a specific command to watch the celestial canopy. The geometric positions of the sun, moon, and stars are intended to act as a visible, physical alarm clock. These separate passages function as cross-referenced astronomical markers, describing a specific geometric pattern visible to anyone who looks up. The target this blueprint aims for is Sivan 17. This is an ancient calendar date structurally anchored to the day Noah's Ark rested, and later to the original nativity sign. Fast forward to the present day. This exact celestial blueprint executes in our sky over a specific 2-day window, June 16th and June 17th, 2026. This vector graphic illustrates the exact sky view on Tuesday, June 16th, 2026. Right at sunset, Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury form a precise convergence with the crescent moon on the western horizon. To understand why this matters, we have to look at the first calendar anomaly. On the ancient creation clock, a new day doesn't begin at midnight. It rolls over the moment the sun goes down. As the sun dips below the horizon and the planets align, the daylight hours of Tuesday end. At that exact second, the biblical date of Sivan 17 officially begins. Several hours pass. When the clock strikes midnight, the second anomaly occurs. The civil calendar finally rolls over to Wednesday, June 17th, perfectly overlapping with the active biblical date. The physical planetary alignment triggers on the evening of June 16th. That alignment is the entry point, carrying us directly into the June 17th civil calendar match. On this date, two incompatible clocks collide, resetting a celestial clock signature that has remained out of sync for over 2,000 years. Now we move past the mechanics and look at the implications. This alignment acts as a forensic mirror, exposing the deep errors in humanity's official timeline. Over centuries, human timekeeping introduced 21 stolen days of calendar drift. When this artificial Gregorian drift is forcefully removed, the timeline snaps back to its original alignment. June 2026 marks the exact 7,534th year of creation under the original covenant of rest. Modern astrologers might look at this planetary grouping and predict a period of peace and safety. The literal blueprint states the opposite, defining this window as a day of severe judicial pollution. The ancient scribes identified this specific celestial convergence as a formal signal that the high court of creation has entered an active session. The texts describe this as the exposure of the corporate massacre, the institutional veil of the modern calendar, suggesting that nations have moved into a legal vacuum by abandoning the original creation clock. You don't have to believe in ancient prophecy to read the data. The mechanical precision of the cosmos is entirely indifferent to our beliefs. On June 16, 2026, the cosmic alarm clock triggers, signaling that humanity's man-made timeline has simply run out of time.